Hello, everybody. It is the beginning of November 2025. I thought I would get this little video out to you to get you some information on things in the One Big Beautiful Bill that came along this year, just to give you a head start. I have a list. Also, before I do that, I wanted to especially acknowledge our military. Tomorrow is Veterans Day here, and we need to thank them for their service, the ones that are gone, the ones that are still serving, and let them know that we appreciate them. And anytime you have an opportunity, do that. It's worth sharing those feelings and that appreciation. And thank you very much for that. So here we are with the One Big Beautiful Bill. I'll have another one out to you, another video out to you in December with a few more details of things. I've talked to some of you already, others that have questions or things coming up. Be sure and call me. Let me know as soon as you know so that it doesn't all bunch up at the end of the year. And if you have things that need to be done by the end of the year, we can do it before December 31st. So, sorry, that's the lights around me going out. So pretty soon I'll go. Anyhow, here's some things for you to be thinking about. The IRS has got waves of backlogged IRS notices and are sending them out now. They're getting into mailboxes now. So you could get something from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, last year, a form that needs to be filed, or taxes that need to be paid. Be sure and get to me about the notices. Send them all to me, the front and the back pages, not the blank ones, of course. But make sure I get all the information so I can check them out before you're going to pay it or do anything like that. Okay, also the enforcement activity about that, they've stepped it up quite a bit, or they're trying to, and they're also trying to automate it. So, let me just try to get rid of the glare again. They're trying to automate it, and I'm not sure that's going to work. I've seen a couple of them. They're not accurate. They don't have the right information with them. So that's why you have to make sure you get to me. The One Big Beautiful Bill is changing a lot of things in our end of things, the tax preparation end of things as well. You still will bring your documents and your information to me just as you always have, and then I'll be able to sort it out and see what needs to be done with it. We do have a lot of time getting in here on the back end where we have to study this law, the code that this represents, the law, the regulations that relate to it, the letter rulings that treat us how to tell us how to handle the regulation. So it's kind of messy on our end, and there's a bunch more time on it. I'll be trying to keep the fees as low as possible, but I am setting the appointments with a little more time so that we can discuss whatever's coming up with you and make sure we've covered all the bases. Let's see. I also, one of the best things that's coming out of this bill for everyone generally is the SALT cap. SALT stands for state and local tax. And it has been capped. It's an itemized deduction. It's been capped at $10,000 for the last bunch of years, and they increased it to $40,000. So that's a good thing. That'll affect most of you, actually, and that will be in place for the next 5 years. Also, there's some potential credits for Covered California. We'll have to look into that for some of you, and California's done a good job of conforming with this bill, which they usually don't. We usually have a lot of hassle trying to do California taxes as well as federal, but this year they're coming into a lot of the things. Another item about the SALT deduction, it is being carried forward with the calculations for the 1031 exchanges, which those are like-kind exchanges where you sell a property and buy a property without money transferring. We change the value of the transactions. It's a little complicated, but the 1031 is including that SALT deduction, so that's a good thing. Also, there's a permanent extension for the mortgage interest deduction. There was some concern about them taking that out, which would have affected most people. A good fair amount of people, but it's permanent and it's staying in. So business credit card interest is also staying in. Personal interest that you pay on your own credit cards for your personal use is still not deductible. Hasn't been for many, many years. And be sure to check into HSAs, which are health savings accounts, qualified retirement, solo 401ks. There's a bunch of things out there. If you do have some cash that you want to put away that you can, it's worthwhile doing it. Some things have to be done by the end of the year. So again, be sure you get to me about it if you're interested in doing that. There's also a permanent extension for the lower individual tax rates. We have some guidance on the new tip and overtime calculations. Just because you get tips, oops, whoa, wait, let me open the door. Oh, here we go. Oh, there. Just because you get tips and or overtime doesn't mean you don't pay taxes on it. There's still some qualifications. There's some things that we have to deal with for that, but we do have some new guidance on it. There are new mandatory Roth calculations for catch-up rules, which are for people over 50 and with over 145,000 in earnings. And the last thing on my list is about Trump accounts, like their IRA-like accounts for children, babies, newborns, just getting onto the planet. They're starting next year in 2026. They're going to look more like Roth IRAs, where you put money in now, you don't get a deduction for it, but when you take it out, all of the income, interest, and appreciation, whatever the value is, whatever the investment is all not taxable. So that's a good thing. If you're going to do that for kids, for college, for whatever, that's going to be a good thing. So that's the capsule for the moment. Hope it helps. If anybody's got any questions, again, call me. Make sure you email me, text me, get to me so we can get this done. Thanks very much for listening. See you guys soon. Love you. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We have a lot to be thankful for. Be sure you let that shine. Thanks again. Love you guys. Talk to you again soon. Toodaloo.